Hello guys and gals, and welcome to my first ever Old School Runescape type podcast. I'm going to be covering controversial topics in the game and surrounding the game. The first topic I'd like to cover is splashing. It's a very controversial subject currently in the game and outside of the game on places like Old School Runescape subreddit 2007scape and other various forums. A lot of people are for it, a lot of people are against, a lot of people are right in the middle and unsure if it's a bad thing or a good thing, which I don't blame them. I really, me myself, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm trying to take an outwards look and an inwards look and trying to see from both positions because that's what I like to do. I don't like to just take one stance. I like to get a feel for both the stances and see which one seems more right to me. And currently, they both seem kind of right. And I'll get into explaining why. I think the problem is in RuneScape. We, let me rephrase. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna go back and edit all this because it's. I think the problem in RuneScape that leads to people wanting to splash is the experience rates. And now a lot of people are gonna get up in arms as soon as I say that. Oh my God, the XP rates. It's all about the grind, man. Yeah, in 2007, it was all about the grind. You have to consider now the people who play this game are the people who were playing in 2007, and that being said, they're not people that are coming home from middle school or high school and they have all day to play. They have a very limited amount of time, and the grind takes a very, very big amount of your time, which you can't, it's not feasible at most people's stages in life currently that play the game. And then you have the fact that new people are looking at this game and they're saying, well, the graphics might not be that great, which they aren't. Their screen's really small, which it is, but resizable mode will be coming. Hopefully that'll counteract that. And then they're going to say, well, maybe the gameplay is enjoyable. Oh, I want to play, but I have to train. Now, they're going to try to train, say something like Magic for it, because I'm going to use the example of Magic, that's what I'm talking about here, Magic splashing. They want to train Magic. They want to cast Vengeance. They say, oh, 180,000 alks. It's what? It's 2 clicks per alk, 180,000 alks. That's what? 360,000 clicks. 360,000 clicks, they're going to say, I don't have time for that, man. That's crazy. That's insane. Maybe there's a way to do it like fletching. Like I can kind of semi-AFK where I click the inventory and I'll look at my screen on my secondary screen and, I'll pass the time and I'll do it like that. But really, there isn't. There are AFK methods, which is just kind of a way of splashing, really. Not fully AFK, like you can go to Skeletons, pray, and cast Ice Burst. It's a very costly training method. Now that guy's gonna say, "Well, this is kind of stupid. I can't get this magic level up. I refuse to do 360,000 alks. I wish there was a way I could get it without having to do 360,000 alks and not have to pay an exorbitant amount of cash." Now, what that person's gonna do, he's gonna go to any place where there's low monsters. He's gonna see someone splashing. He's gonna say, "What's up with this? What's this guy doing? Is he splashing?" Indeed, he is. What is that? He's gonna say. It's a way of getting magic experience without having to really interact with the game. He's gonna say, "Wow, I'm gonna do that because every other way of training this magic skill is fucking so long and so tedious. I can't be fucked. So I'm gonna do this instead." Now, I think that's the fundamental problem here. I think that is the problem with splashing. That it's not the people that are lazy. It's like intrinsic logic. Like, man, this is much more logical than doing 360,000 alks. Sure, a little less XP, a little more costly, but I don't have to waste my time and my effort click 360,000 times to get what 99 magic or 94 magic or whatever their goal may be. And I think that is the problem. And we saw even before pre-RuneScape 3, the XP rates were going up, and the way to train was getting more AFKable, and that's because the whole idea of the evolution of combat and everything was to make the game more appealable to new players, because it really wasn't at the time. They updated the graphics, they tried to update the combat system to be more appealing, which in my opinion did not work out, but that'll be another video for another time. And they realized these XP rates, these people can't put the grind in that they used to, and it's not really appealable. A lot of other games don't have this grind, so they made it easier XP rates, bonus XP weekend, more AFKable methods, and you know what? Some people were against it, but a lot of new players got into the game because it was easier for them to train. A lot of people who didn't train a skill before started training because it's easier for them to train. And I think that is the fundamental problem that leads people to splashing. So yes, not interacting with the game for, I don't know, 6 hours or how many hours you want to not interact with the game for while you splash. Maybe you want to do it less than 6 hours. It's kind of wrong getting all this experience not doing anything. I agree 100% on that. I feel, maybe you should put a little work into it. That being said, I can completely understand why someone would do that. I myself did not want to do 360,000 clicks, and I ice bursted and I ice barraged 8 skeletons, which cost me an exorbitant amount of money, which people don't have. They don't have that money. They're gonna look for cheaper methods, such as the mine rune splashing, or alking, which you don't lose a lot of money on, or superheating. But the problem with that is, which one would you rather choose from those three? I mean, there needs to be they need to implement ways that people will want to train a skill, and it won't be such a grind, but at the same time, it won't be such an AFK method like splashing is. And then people at that point might say, well, we have maybe Superheat X now, or maybe Alk 10, or some other magical spell like Make Leather, where you can make the whole inventory and it goes one by one, or String Jewelry one by one. We really don't need AFK splashing, and at that point, maybe a poll would be successful in getting rid of it. I don't think in the current state of the game and the XP rates and the training methods that that's feasible. I don't think it'll pass a poll, and if it doesn't pass a poll, which is why they're avoiding polling it, if it doesn't pass a poll, then they're not going to re-poll it. That's it. It's done. So they're waiting currently for a time where it's probably feasible and logical to poll it where it might pass, but I don't think that'll ever come unless there's methods implemented which will make it not AFKable, but not such a grind to train. This is for most skills. Any skill has AFK method, more people are going to be doing that AFK method. Well, not AFK, and what I'm saying, like fully away from keyboard. Like mining, I'd rather mine and mudload mine where I can click the wall and maybe have 10 to 15 seconds before I have to click the next what do you call? I don't recall what the things are. Ores, veins. I think they're veins. Yeah. So I click the next vein. I'd rather do that than click an iron ore, click an iron ore, click an iron ore. Sure, the XP rates may be less, but it's less tedious, and that's the problem here. The tediousness of the skills and the demographic of the game currently. The demographic of the game is much more older players who don't want to do these tedious skills, especially the people who've already had max accounts. My account is nearly a comp account. I am 3 levels off Dungeoneering on RS3, and I can tell you from experience, when I started Old School Runescape, I was very, very discouraged at the fact that I had to restart and do this grind over again that I did in 2007. So a lot of people are in that state of mind. Like, man, I already did 360,000 alks when I was 16 years old. I really don't have it in me to do it again. I don't have it in me. I don't have the time. It's too tedious. I'm going to go with something easier. I don't have the money to barrage or splash or something like that that's AFKable. So I'm going to go with the less XP method of maybe doing blood runes or mine runes or chaos runes splashing. So really, that's what I'm thinking here. I think both sides are correct in what they believe. Like we believe we need this because the other ways are too tedious. It's a little too lazy on the other side. They're not doing much. I think they need to find a common ground in between where they can get XP where it's not so tedious but not so fully AFK, and then it'd be an amicable solution for both sides, and then they can go ahead and remove splashing. But until that happens, I don't see it passing a poll at all, and that's just my opinion on it. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a master of RuneScape in any sense. I mean, I've played for a long time. I'm a veteran. I don't think my opinion outweighs other people's opinions. I just want to share it, get your ideas back, and see what you think about it. So, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time.